Channel, a special presentation for you today because I really want to push this home. And I got to give credit where credit is due. I saw this chart.
Oh, that's a crazy chart, you guys. Check this out.
The 10-year Treasury chart that I printed out for you guys on Johnny Bravo's channel, and he noted that every time we went below this line, we were in a recession. Recession, 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 and look where we are.
Way down there.
We are here. All right, so we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff that is just going to push the point, try to encourage people to get into hard assets. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I just want to see people do better, you know, as things get tougher, because there's a lot of things saying that it's about to get really tough. But as far as my demonstration and analogy, I think you're going to like it. And for all you welders, you know what's in the bubble, the balloon. I'll go ahead and light it up.
Yeah, when is this going to happen?
Right now.
Hey, well, give the analogy. Like, what does it mean?
Well, that's the economy way up there. That little red balloon. I would have made it a lot bigger. But this
Guys,
is
no idea what he's doing.
Cue the fire. We're just going to do our thing.
This is who I live with.
While we get closer to recession back here.
Reshitting?
Recession. Keep it clean. This is PG. And this ought to be interesting. I would have made the balloon much bigger, but we're going to get phone calls on how loud that little balloon is. It's amazing.
So, just a minute, back up. So you lit the toilet paper on fire is what you did?
Yes.
So what is that analogy of? So the analogy of the toilet paper is what, the economy?
Yeah, that's how much time we've got. Nobody really knows. But when the fire hits that balloon, you're going to know. And everybody's going to be running for the exits. And the people that are holding the bags didn't listen to this video, didn't watch, didn't pay attention to 55 American-based companies have already defaulted on their loans in the first half of 2023. That's big news, guys. This is coming. I just got off the phone with my uncle. He owns a pawn shop. He has for, I don't know, 40 years maybe longer. And he says we're already in a depression according to what he's seeing. And the man, if I can say one thing about him, he is very good. No, it didn't. It's just slow. See, you don't have timing? No, it's good. It's smoking. Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Well, anyway, here's to coffee with Chris and Stacey in the morning. And here's to the best day ever, babe.
Best day ever. Better coffee, and we're going to fast, or I'm going to fast till at least 2 or 3 o'clock.
Oh, we're drinking our Hoosier coffee, by the way. We want to give, let's do that first off.
You want to give some coffee away?
I do. I've got it sitting here. Hoosier coffee, which I'm drinking this morning. I'm actually drinking a combination of jet fuel and spooky.
Ooh,
so
that sounds good.
It is. It's really
yeah,
good.
put hashtag community member coffee. CMC. Community member coffee. Hashtag CMC for coffee.
And we will drop that in the mail
is really good. But anyway, let's get into the story because I really, really want to push this home because so many people are going to be, these people that are buying into the stock market and just holding on forever because it always goes up, you know, it comes down, but it always goes up. I'm not saying it won't. What I am saying is don't have all of your wealth in there. And if you want to do like I'm doing and learn how to trade on the way up and then trade on the way down, because I expect a lot of downside. Come on. Oh, it's getting shorter. Oh man. Okay, we better hurry. You want to trade on the way up and trade on the way down. That's what I want to do. I'm not going to buy and hold. I'm done with that. For now, that's out. Learning what I've learned off of Simplistic Chart Joe's course and Bravo's course, that's not the right way to do it. So
he's actually really deep dived into that and doing good. I'm proud of you, babe.
I'm on it 2 or 3 hours a day. I'm going to crush this thing.
He's doing good. Let's get to this article we were talking about that off Zero Hedge. where it says U.S. corporate debt defaults in 2023, it's surpassing last year's total already. So we're only into half of the year, and we've already seen more than what was in 2022 of corporate debts. And we've been talking about this, corporations, bankruptcies, and I want to talk about that a little bit also, of where the bankruptcies are already surpassing what's happened last year. So get into it a little bit.
So the annual default rate has jumped 3.8% in June, up from 2.
Jeez.
There it went. I hope you were ready.
All right, we're going to get calls from the neighbors in just a minute. This is who I live with.
All right. That was
the economy.
there you go. Now everybody's trying to sell their stocks and everything's down, and it's just, oh my, what happened? I wish I'd listened to everybody that was trying to warn me. I don't know you guys are listening, you're here. So, whew, that hurt my ears. An annual global default rate jumped 3.8% in June, up from 2.8% in December 22. Now, this is important because Moody's expects a corporate defaults to continue to rise. We're just getting started, possibly hitting 4.77% at the end of this year. The report's worst case scenario, which they say is mostly unlikely, they can't really tell you the truth, would surpass the levels of the 2008 financial crisis. That would be a default rate of 13.7%. And it's gone.
Yep.
I'm gonna do that more. I'll make the balloon bigger next time. I have to wear some earplugs.
Well, they just said, I'm getting the debris floating on me. Said banks are batting down the hatches. They're hogging their bailout money instead of lending it out. And we actually just talked to a lender the other day because we went and we did a line of credit. I just kind of wanted a line of credit just sitting on the side in case we wanted it. And we were talking to her. She's a great bank, very conservative bank, great lender. But as Chris had mentioned in a previous video, they're even tightening their forces. They're batting down the hatches. They've let one of their operations go and adding to the load of other lender. The lender, her duties have doubled because of what's going on even in the lending industry. So we're seeing this, you guys, real time.
What happened was they let the people go that were doing it initially because they weren't busy enough.
Right.
But now anything they get, she gets to do on top of everything else she's already doing. That's what happens. You know, you guys know, you've been working at a company when things got slow. What happened to your workload?
Yep.
Went up.
And it said the credit crunch means not only do we get bankruptcies, and we'll talk about the bankruptcies, they've gone up, and we've been watching this. You guys, I've been telling you guys in different videos that we've said, I've been naming different companies, this many companies, more companies, and but like in any recession, but on top of that, now even the healthy businesses, well, we are a healthy business, and we even have to jump through extra hoops now to get more lending just because of things that are going on.
There were 340 bankruptcy filings by July of this year.
Yep.
Not far behind the total of 374. So you've got 340 in the first 8 months of this year, and you only had 374 in last year. Last year wasn't hunky-dory, but this year is expected to go even higher. Standard & Poor's report more than 230 bankruptcy filings through April of this year, the highest rate for that period since 2010. So we're starting to see it, pick up in a major way. And there's going to be plenty to talk about when these people start going belly up, especially people like Yellow that can't pay their pension holders, that can't pay their medical, that can't do all these things that they promised. That's why it's so important not to rely on anybody for your well-being as you get older.
Well, I want to do a quick update on that. So we briefly mentioned on it, Chris did in one of the videos that we were talking about with Yellow. And then Jack, Nobody Special. If you guys don't follow him, you need to follow him on YouTube. He provides incredible information.
Johnny Bravo, too.
Johnny Bravo. There's a lot of you guys out there.
And if you want to trade in that course, it's in the description. Just think about it. I'm just telling you, I have been impressed, extremely impressed with Crypto Chart Show and Jay Bravo's course. It has changed everything that I thought. That should mean a lot.
Well, Jack Nobody Special went a little deeper on the story, and I didn't realize that tomorrow they're going to stop paying the health insurance for these Yellow employees. That means they will no longer have health insurance as of tomorrow. So they're talking about they're going to go on strike, and I kind of want to give it real. I did not realize back in 2020, Yellow nearly went bankrupt 4 times. 4 times, you guys, and they were bailed out. They were bailed out by lenders, Teamster unions, and the federal government. Go imagine that. And they're basically a zombie company. They owe so much, and they have said, well, fine, we're not going to pay pensions and we're not going to pay health insurance just to try to keep this company afloat. But based on the money that they just have, that's only like weeks away to they are out of funds. So
yeah, they're a zombie company. They shouldn't be alive now. You know, they should already been dead. But that's not the world we live in. That's why the recession should have stopped and went back up. But instead, it's getting worse and worse and worse. You know.
So really quick, let's pick a coffee because we.
Okay, I'm going to scroll up.
Let's see if we
and
can find them
scroll
all
down. And I'm going to.
And by the way, while he's picking, thank you guys for all your calls, your texts. I am feeling much better. That knocked me for a loop though for about a week, but I still have a little bit of a cough.
All right,
so
I'm
if I
going to
cough
scroll
on
up
you,
now. Ready?
I'm ready.
Joe Hannon.
Oh hey, yeah, hi Joe.
Joe Hannon.
So
you have some coffee.
Well,
on
my
the
number's
way.
not behind me, but you know my number, 318.
It's in the description. I'll pin it in
Yep.
the comments later.
And just text me and I'll get that coffee to you.
318-564-5823.
Yeah,
Call
thank
that
you.
number for all of your precious metal needs as well.
Speaking of precious metals, I want to go into this for a little bit when it comes to, I want to talk about Bitcoin, I want to talk about precious metals, and I want to talk about the pricing that you have.
Okay, well, we made a community post.
Go ahead.
I got to get back to that comment. What? Go
Oh,
ahead.
Joe, thank you guys. Yeah, text me. All right. So
What do you want?
we made a community post about, I did a special, it was Eagle, Silver
It
Eagles.
was like
that
$9
over.
And we got a bunch of people saying, that's a ripoff. It is not a good deal. So I thought, man, I thought it was a good deal. So I went to SD Bullion, APMEX, JM Bullion, and Money Metals, and many more. And I did the math, and SD Bullion was $2 more than us. JM Bullion was $4.46 more than Miles Franklin. Money Metals was $5 per ounce over what Miles Franklin. So before you start putting unnecessary things in the comments under the deals that are decent deals, actually really good deals, maybe look around first. Because I actually asked them, where's the best price? Because I'm also looking for the best price. I'm not married to Miles Franklin. I'll buy anywhere. But it turns out they were, again, the best price.
Well, we do try to be very competitive. I will give that to Miles Franklin. We go around to different sites and we look to see what other people are offering, and if we can, any way possible, cut our price, we do. But talking about money and all that kind of stuff, let's stick on the financial stuff just a little bit longer because we have so many stories. We're going to probably try to cut it off at 30 minutes and then get into the comments a little bit because we could probably go 2 hours, all the stuff that we found. But I want to talk about financial stuff a little bit more. I'll try not to speak too fast. Coinbase. Coinbase has been such a controversial issue. Some people like it, some people don't. We've used it before with cryptocurrency, where Chris has used it before. And Chris has actually done this before, where you can take your Bitcoin, your cryptocurrencies, whatever you have, and you can borrow against it. And we even thought about doing that at one point. Remember, we considered doing that.
Yep.
Well, Coinbase right now has come out, and people that have borrowed against their Bitcoins, cryptocurrencies, and all that, Bitcoin has said, all right, fine, but no longer going to offer this service anymore, and you're going to have 4 months to pay it off. And if you don't pay it off in 4 months, they're closing your account and they're taking all your assets. So you guys, if you're on Coinbase and you've borrowed against any kind of cryptocurrency, Bitcoins that you have in that wallet, that database, that software, you might want to check into that.
So the question is why?
Sounds like they need money. Well, they're trying to get the regulations. They said also these regulations that are coming down the pike, they're trying to get ahead of these SEC regulations, and they need money.
It sounds just like American Express.
Yep.
They're hoarding money because they are getting ready for defaults.
Mm-hmm. People can't pay their pieces.
Look, I'm telling you guys, the wealthy are hoarding cash right now. They are getting cash heavy. That's what is happening. There's no way around it. They are getting ready for things to fall out. And then the wealthy are going to buy it all up, like I hope you guys do as well. That's what we're going to try to do.
We're trying.
Because if there's got to be somebody there to pick it up. If not, the Federal Reserve gets to in some way or another.
Well, users with open loans after November the 20th will have their accounts closed, and Coinbase will sell the necessary amount of the Bitcoin, whatever crypto you have, to pay off any unpaid balances. So they apologize for any inconvenience that this is going to cause, and they're going to offer you 4 extra free months on Coinbase where you can trade without any fees. So you guys, if you're on Coinbase and you have borrowed against any kind of thing you have on Coinbase, take that into effect. Take that into account.
Yeah, I agree. You know, it looks like Bitcoin's fixing to rip, but every time it looks like that, they pull the rug.
They do.
And when that happens, and all these people are loaned out, and Bitcoin to the moon, I'm just saying, there's gonna be a lot of people get liquidated. I think, but I don't know. As we get in this weirdo environment with everything, the stock market and Bitcoin might go to the moon, but I think it's gonna go down first.
Well, on
Who cares what I think?
On another note, when we're talking about financial stuff, because Chris and I, we were talking about all the financial stuff that's going on right now. I mean, it is one article after article in news. So we got the Federal Reserve, you guys. We've been talking about this, that they're going to launch the Fed Now. Well, guess what? It's active. It's out there. It's in 35 banks as we speak.
Wow.
Yep.
35 banks right now.
Yep. It's active.
We're getting ready. We are ready. We're there. Fed Now.
It said it's launched its Fed Now instant payment service. It's Thursday, this past Thursday, so today's Saturday, following several years of developing a system, and they're saying it's going to have a faster flow of cash for businesses and individuals. But interestingly enough, they said now, because we have the Fed Now, the Fed officials are studying the implementation, can't speak, of a, guess what? CBDC, a central bank digital currency.
Now I know there's somebody on here that's going to say, I am not going to participate. I'm not going to do it. That's just the end of it. But I'm telling you, we are all going to have to use this garbage. We're going to have to use the fiat currency just like we're using the fiat currency we have now. They're going to put little honey pots with it. You'll get this faster. You'll get your pension faster. You'll get, maybe a tax break since you were one of the first early adopters. You're going to get all kinds of good stuff. But eventually, we're all going to use it. That's just the way it is. You can't talk me out of it. Because what are you going to do, stop using the dollar? I mean, that'd be nice in theory, but it'd be extremely hard to do.
Well, I've already had a talk with my parents about this because they get Social Security. And I said, you guys are going to be approached with the Fed Now. I said, hold out as long as you can, but at some point, you're probably going to have to go and sign up for the Fed Now to get your Social Security checks. But talking about banks and all that kind of stuff, I want to go on to the next article.
Do you think somebody's going to turn down a stimulus?
No, they're not going to.
No way.
No. Look at all the PPP and SBA loans and all that kind of stuff.
They're going to gobble it up, use it, and it'll all be great in the beginning.
Yep.
And then later on, they got that foot in the door method. Oh, you can't give to the Freedom Convoy. Wait a minute, you're buying too much red meat. Hold up.
Yep.
We got this ESG thing with your carbon footprint. We gotta rein you back a little bit. That's all coming later. But in the beginning, there's not going to be any change. When you go to sign up, it's going to be, oh, this is the next best thing. We live in a digital world now. All right, I'll shut up.
No, so this segues into the next article because I'm just telling you, I got articles lined up from here to tomorrow. And if you guys look what's going on in the UK right now, what is this? Nigel Farage, I think is how you pronounce his name. They didn't like his political view, so they shut his bank account down, and that's become a big issue even globally. People are talking about it, where if the bank doesn't like what you have to say, I mean, we already have talked about how they're already questioning when you go to make pull a withdrawal out. I even tell people all the time, which by the way, if you guys buy precious metals, if you can do ACH, do ACH. Don't do a wire transfer. Don't do a money order because that's an easier way to track you. ACH is free. I got on a side note there, but these banks are saying, hey, we don't like your political view. Fine, we're going to shut your bank account down. And that's what they did to him. They froze his accounts. We've known other people that sometimes this has happened to for different other reasons or whatever. So you guys, this is an issue. They're trying to say that you cannot do this, but as of now in the UK, could it come here? Who knows? Once again,
I'd always start somewhere
this
else
is your
first.
ESG score that we're talking about.
Ugh.
Yeah. And talking about the ESG score, it's actually, the BlackRock has been kind of crawfishing. They've been backing away from the ESG because they say it's a little political. Their shareholders voted against it. Well, it's affecting the minor stocks now. The minor sector has come out, and this is quote, you guys. They said, you need your social license to operate within a community effectively. Getting your ESG score right takes time and dedication, and it's a hurdle. But they believe that it's good because it's going to help the environment. And they quoted, we're trying to go green, right? We're trying to be ESG. Without precious metals, copper, lithium, and many more metals, there will be no green world. We just have to mine them and mine them better, and that's with our ESG score.
So, I don't think they give two good craps about the climate, but it is the ultimate scapegoat. But in return from this ESG movement, we're going to have to rip the face off the earth with heavy equipment and mine it like never before. Isn't that fun? That's going to be fun. I like mining industrial stuff.
Well, I was
green.
watching something the other day about gold. So gold production has gone way down. Supply has gone way up. All these countries are acquiring gold. At some point, they're going to have to mine or we're going to be out of gold.
We're going to be out of everything. Everything keeps going. We're just not going to mine. The commodity sector has not had a bull market in forever. It's time. We're getting really close. I'm going to keep on talking about miners and stuff. Nobody knows when they'll go up. Guys, that's why I encourage people to trade, because I'm tired of being the bag holder, you know.
While we're talking about mining.
Well, first, I got a little bit more to talk about American Express.
Oh,
because
go for
this
it.
is a really, really big one that I don't want people to miss. It's about their strong earnings in Q2, surpassing profit estimates. The company's profits were boosted by higher cardholder spending and recovery in travel and entertainment. Blah, blah. People are using credit cards more. Is that a good thing?
No.
Cardholder spending increased 33% compared to the same period last year, indicating a rebound in consumer activity. So the growth effects and the gradual reopening of the economy and return to more normal consumer behavior. Well, what's coming is not going to be normal. Amex expects cardholders spending to continue to increase as travel and entertainment restrictions ease further. Maybe it's because they're in a bind and they're using credit cards to pay their rent, buy food, and fuel. That could be very likely. The positive earnings report aligned with a broader recovery of the credit card industry from the impact of the woohoo bat flu. So, the American Express is doing okay. People are really using those credit cards, but they are holding more money to cover some defaults that might be in the future.
They are. I read an article about that the other day where their Bank of America, American Express, several different of these big companies like that have these credit cards are taking a portion of their portfolio, their money, and they are setting it aside in preparedness that they know these people are going to default. I mean, people are already stopped paying their credit cards, and they're putting so much more on a credit card. You look at the debt right now, it's crazy. I mean, even our own government. So, yeah, before we go any further, how about we give away, talking about all that kind of stuff, let's give away
Silver.
Silver.
All right.
This is one of my fun things to do.
Yeah, silver's fun to give away because there's only so much of it.
But it's so cool when you hold it in your hand, and I tell people this all the time, and you put a piece of ice on it. You taught me that trick. So we've got a buffalo.
It's upside down.
Oh,
It's okay. He doesn't
that's
care.
a buffalo. Just got these in, 2023. So you guys, what do you want to do? Hashtag, and we'll give one away.
You call this one.
What do I want to do? Let's do hashtag Indian. Something different. You guys do hashtag Indian. We're going to give you one of these away. Something different.
Indian.
I know, I'm always cheesy. Chris always laughs at me. I'm cheesy. All right, so deal with it. I march to my own drum. While we're talking about that, while they're doing hashtag Indian, you want to go on to, let's talk about, real quick, about New York, you guys, and the immigration.
How am I supposed to keep all this straight? Which one are you going to?
Well, I tried to put you in order, but let's go to this one.
This one?
Let's talk about New York right now. You guys, so New York has been, they're a sanctuary city, like many other cities, as we've talked about.
She put me in order and then she skips around.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. Go ahead.
So they have a decree that's on their books that where they are required to, anyone that's homeless, they're required to provide shelter for. Well, they're getting over-inundated with all these immigrants, and Texas is busing them to New York City and among many other places. And
that's pretty good, yeah.
So the mayor, actually, if you get on, by the way, go to our Twitter page, follow us. What's our Twitter?
Financial Prepper, PPR.
So financial
Prep R.
So
no
financial.
ER.
Okay, so you guys follow us because everything that I'm talking about, I have posted throughout the week on Twitter.
Yeah, all of these stories are over there. It's the mecca of news.
Yep.
YouTube doesn't really care for it when you put links in the description. Nobody goes there anyway. You should be on Twitter because I'm telling you, there's a ton of news over there. Just go to my channel. If you're not familiar with it, just go Twitter, Financial Prepper, and you'll get a ton of news that I can't talk about here.
Well, it keeps you updated, so we're not over-inundating you with just so much stuff at some point. But anyway, there's a video that I posted where he is literally saying, you guys, the mayor of New York City, they're out of room. He's begging the immigrants to go other places. They're actually going to the border and passing out flyers that are in English and in Spanish and they're stating, hey, you guys, you don't want to come to New York City. It's way too expensive. The housing, the food, everything is way too expensive. You need to go elsewhere. And I thought that was so funny. Okay, so we're a sanctuary city in New York, but you guys look, I did the article, and also there's a video of the mayor that is stating.
They don't, look, it's the same thing, Los Angeles.
Yeah.
They're
San
mad at
Francisco.
Abbott for sending them there. Well, what do you think? He should take all of them? Should Texas just hold all the immigrants that come across the border?
No.
No. Let's send them to the blue states. I agree 100%. We should send more. We should ram it right up their blue state.
Derriere. And speaking of travel, and then we're going to do the silver real quick. One more story on the travel. If you guys look at California right now, they just banned 26 states that their officials cannot travel to based on the LGBT and all this kind of stuff. So their officials are not allowed in official capacity to travel to 26 states. However, the governor, Newsom, just went to Montana on a family trip, and man, did he get bashed, because that's one of the states that you're not supposed to go to. So anyway, that's just some interesting immigration news about travel in states. And you want to pick some silver? Or?
Yeah, we can go ahead and give away the silver. All right, I'm going to scroll
we're
up to
about
the
at 30
top of the
minutes.
Silver Indians. Silver Indians. All right here.
All right, scroll on down.
Oh man, it is moving. You guys, absolute interference.
Absolute interference. Text me, 318-564-5823.
I really am picking them random, guys. Text the number, and it's 318-564-5823. I'll come up with a little song for you. Okay, I got a few people on here that I need to mention. Above my pay grades here, he's got a wonderful YouTube channel. He does a lot of economics, just things to watch. We've got The Shielded Prepper. He does amazing content. He talks about God all the time. He's really into relating things to the Bible, which I absolutely love. I know him personally, and he's a great person. And Side Hustle Survivalist Bud. If you want to know how to make money, Bud is extremely good at it. So find them in the comments, click their picture, and go to their channel. It's that simple. This is the community. This is the community that I can meet people that are willing to spread the word, make that connection, vet them a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Make sure, separate the wheat from the chaff. We do that often. And then bring them up to you guys, because you guys are the salt of the earth. And if any of you have a YouTube channel that's awesome, that's trying to reach people to do the right thing and get ready for what's coming, the big balloon that blew up, the blue sticks out of the tree, that's coming. We don't know when. See, some people thought the fire went out. I knew that would happen, because that's the way it is. Oh, wait, everything's okay. Nothing really blew up.
That was a good analogy.
And then all of a sudden, it's ripping up to the top, and it blows up, and everybody's scrambling for the door. And it's like, I lost all my money. There's going to be some people freaking out. I hate it, too. I hate it because the only way you truly help somebody is with money.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, as far as the physical realm, you can pray for them and do other things, but...
There's a scripture, actually, Mr. Al. Thanks for sending me scriptures every day. I absolutely love it. Talk about Mr. Shielded Prepper. I love watching his channel because he mentions God, which I think is amazing. But in Proverbs, I love Proverbs. This is chapter 20, verse 28. It said, good leadership. And Chris and I have talked about that leadership and how you become a leader, which, by the way, I think you're an amazing leader, and I love that he has for our family. Good leadership is built on love and truth. For kindness and integrity are what keep leaders in their position of trust. And when Mr. Al sent me that, I actually responded back and I said, DC needs to hear this. And he said, yep, I agree. But I love that scripture. So,
right. Yeah, there's no leaders there. There's only people that have been sold out and that will do anything for a vote. It's really sickening. I can't watch Biden anymore. I just can't. He's so far gone. I feel like you could go to the nut house and watch people walk around like this and say stupid stuff. It's so obvious, guys. It's really sickening. It's just unreal. But we're going to get through this. God's in control. He is. He is. And this is all part of the plan. And here we are. If there's any other content creators that are in here that I might have missed, please put post so I can give you a shout out because I really desire to help you guys.
Yeah, well, it's amazing in the community. I told Chris that's been one of the huge benefits of this YouTube channel, just besides, kind of putting yourself out there, is that all the people that we've met. And I look forward to meeting people in the Des Moines, Iowa. We're getting ready to go to the Red Pill, you guys, in August. You guys still check it out. There's time to get your tickets. We're going to Las Vegas for the Silver Symposium. I look forward to seeing you guys there. Also, somebody's already come up and said they're going to give me a big hug. I'm ready. I can't wait to see you guys. But you want to get in the comments because I think that's
yes. Do you have any questions? We're not gonna make this an hour long. If I'm moving the camera, I'm sorry. We're going straight off the phone. It gets better reception outside because I wanted to let you guys.
Oh my goodness,
see
Ron!
the
Yes,
place.
you guys. That's the silver. You just texted me. I will get that to you. Thank
Perfect.
you. Hi.
Real quick, Fox News has a program that got leaked to somebody that used to work there. They were on the Glenn Beck channel. I was just surfing the news and trying to figure out all the ins and outs of what's going on lately. And they will match the up to $1,000 to any nonprofit organization of their choice. And the Church of Satanism was on there, the Satanic Church. And there were some other
As
ones.
one of the ones to donate to?
Yes.
Oh, wow, I missed that.
There's two other ones. They're slipping my mind around. I'm going to put in the next video, but just know Legacy Media is fully in line with ESG, 100%. So I pray for discernment over all you guys, over all the content creators, and me lately every day, because we've got to be able to discern the news that we get. We do not need somebody to discern what they want us, predict, only show us what they think we need to see, because that's what's going on. All this disinformation, misinformation, the climate this, the climate that, everything's climate. It's ridiculous, everything.
It is.
And it's just a cop-out. So don't get bamboozled. They could care less about the climate. It's all about control, and it's coming really fast. This month, the Fed, the Fed coin, the Fed now, whatever it is here, and it's here to stay. And if they roll out a STEMI to get you involved, I don't blame you one bit. It's more of the same. It's more fiat currency. If they encourage you to take it, as long as it's not a chip that goes in your hand, which very well might be one day, as long as it's not something like that, it's just more of the same. I don't see any harm in using fiat currency other than the obvious reasons. It's awful, it shouldn't be used, and all that other stuff. But we might have to play by the rules. It's their playground. It shouldn't be, but we've been sold down the river. So now we got to do whatever we got to do to scratch and claw and get ahead for the big one. I don't think this is the big one. A lot of people do. I think this is the prelude to the big one, where nobody does good, you own nothing, you rent everything, you eat bugs. They're putting that in now. Don't get me wrong.
Hey, Miss Lisa.
Miss Lisa Stewart,
I just
thank
talked to you yesterday.
We catch
yeah.
a comment
now
every
and
now
then.
and then. Sometimes they show up, sometimes they don't.
Talk about the climate thing. I want to tell a funny story, and you guys have probably seen this. This is another thing that I put on Twitter. Is this the Spanish ministry? I believe that's correct. There's a woman, and I forget her name. But this is what a joke this is, you guys. She flew a jet in to this climate summit, all right? And I forget, was it in Belarus? I forget where she actually flew into. She flew her private jet in, took a motorcade with all these cars. It was like a half a mile from the summit. She got out of the motorcade and then rode a bike to the summit. And the support of being green. Now, come on, you guys.
The bicycle lady.
That is like hilarious. When I saw that, I'm like, come
It's
on.
virtue
what a
signaling.
joke. I mean, this is like, and people were like, oh, she rode a bicycle to the summit. And yeah, they forgot the jet and the whole motorcade that was behind her. So, sorry, I had to mention that. But I laughed so hard.
It is disgusting how stupid they think we are. What's disgusting is how many people are falling for it.
Yep.
These climate Nazis that are in Europe walking in front of traffic, holding up signs saying, stop oil now. And they're, I think a bottle of pepper spray would go really good there. You know, I would not be able to handle that very well. You just no way I could put up with that. That's why I stay away from the big cities. You learn the other day, if you're in New York City with a knife in your pocket, you'll get a ticket if they can see the clip. It's just little stuff, like little control stuff, you know, you do this, you do that, or you have to pay, and it's all about money. You have to pay money. You know?
No, you are.
It's all about money.
You don't need to be in the big city. I don't know how you lived in D.C. as long as you did
I
with
didn't
me.
do it well. I did not do it well, and I was so happy to get off I-95, kiss the ground when I got back south. All right, guys.
All right.
Have an awesome day, wonderful weekend. We'll see you in the next one. Later.